simple brilliance is the cut I always suggest to beginners. I downloaded this faceting diagram from the United States Fasteners Guild, and it was done by Jack Rowland. I like this faceting diagram because it shows it done with a 32 index, a 64 index, and a 96 index. The information usually provided on a faceting diagram typically shows, a layout of the cut stone, some of the details about the stone. It also shows the angle, the indexes of both the pavilion and the crown, and it also gives you details about how to cut the girdle. Talk about a couple things that are in the details. First, you need to know what the index is going to be. Be sure you have the index to cut this particular stone, and this is a 32. It's interesting to know, it's nice to know how many facets are going to be on this stone. And also the RI is pretty important. 1.54 pretty much just means that this particular diagram was drawn up for quartz. However, I would use the same angles on this diagram for other materials with similar RIs. Let's take a look at the information provided so that you can cut the pavilion. There's some letters there to the left. Those correspond to the letters up on the drawing. Next, you'll see the angles that you need to set. Then the index numbers that you're going to have to index through. And then finally on the right, there's a little description of what you're trying to do. So using your StoneTes handpiece, you need to have it set up for index 32. You need to set it on angle of 42 and the index on 1. You want to cut that to the center point. Then you want to index to 3, cut to the center point, 5, cut to the center point, and so on until you get all the way through 31. You can reference C on the drawing if you want to see what part of the stone you're cutting, which happens to be the pavilion. On this diagram, the girdle is actually just the next line in the pavilion. If you look to the left, there's a G. If you look at your drawing, there's a corresponding G, which happens to be the girdle. So you would want to set your angle at 90, and you would just want to use that to level up the girdles. Finally, you'd want to turn the stone around using a transfer fixture, and you would want to finish the crown. It's simply more of the same. You set your angle, you cut your indexes. If there happens to be some little directions, then you go ahead and use them also. It's not on every faceting diagram. Well, I hope this brief explanation helps give you a better understanding of what you're looking at.